Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time is here once again, and we are at the arena with the Big Ol Ballz, coached by Kill a Turkey. Apparently it's Thanksgiving for them. And they have this lovely color of mucus with them, and I am here ready to commentate with Patches. She's rubbing herself up against everything. I think it's because of all of these large doggies there. Okay, and here we have the Starlight Stabbers in their bright white, which is probably going to get stained throughout the thing, but you know, why does that matter when you look so stylish? Alright, well, they all look about ready to play. If you hear some dashing around over in this part, it is some violence happening over here. We have a couple little kittens that are really going at each other. Alright, and who's going to get the ball at the beginning? Looks like it's gonna be head toss to the right. Alright, so, alright, looks like it's gonna be Starlight Stabbers are gonna get the ball first. Or wait, I always forget who sets up first. That is not good for a commentator to be forgetting. Actually, I think Big Ol Ballz are going to be getting first. I think that's why they're setting up first. Who knows until we kick off here. Alright, looks like they're going to have a couple in the backfield, and the dogs on the flanks. I'm calling them dogs, they're werewolves, of course. With the far sides being the whites. That's an interesting setup I haven't seen before, but of course we get the golems with a skeleton in the middle. Alright, Starlight Stabbers putting a threesome in the middle, and sort of an I formation there with a couple of their dodgy characters on the far right. And yeah, it is going to go to the Starlight Stabbers here. It's going to be a blitz though, so this is a good roll now for Big Ol Ballz. They're going to make their way in there, but Starlight Stabbers have not given them much of a gap. They have gaps on the far side, but it looks like, oh no, there we go. I was going to say, it looks like they want to go through who they have. But they are running their werewolves around the flanks, which is a good plan. Oh, they are putting them right into cover. Oh, and they're going for the blitz right there in the center. Oh, and a bad roll, already having to use a re-roll at the beginning of this game. But they take down one of their linemen, and they continue their blitz into the backfield. This is a very useful blitz right off the bat. It is really going bad. Oh, it is a touchback, so whoever they want is going to get the ball. Oh, that is going to go well for the Starlight Stabbers because they're going to put it closer to the front, and some of the Big Ol Ballz have gone further into the backfield. So they're going to be able to nudge this guy out of the way, and the lady is going to be able to get through there. That is Stephanie Vinecutter. We've seen her do quite a few things in this league, and they're going to make sure to guard against the defense coming in. Oh, and getting a stab on the one who had gone through. That was Plague Collector, who had broken through the center, now got stabbed by Scary Knife Dude. And now they're going to create a sort of defense around Stephanie Vinecutter. Just enough to keep her safe while they go after some of the others. Oh, and there we go. Now going to put her safe. Now she is going to be very safe. The only gap they have is through here, but it's going to be harder to get through there and really do much. And this is going to be tough now for the Big Ol Ballz to come back after that wonderful opening move. Now they're going to have the difficulty of having a lot of their people further back. And now even actually the Finn Scarmaker was actually doing something very useful. He made his opponent have to follow him back because he had shadowing and then ran forward. So once he got him further into the backfield, he then ran forward. So he's using the opponent's shadowing ability against them. They have 3 runners on the far side now that they're going to be able to pass. Now here, let's see as Big Ol Ballz tries to get this ball. Tries to get yet another ball. Oh, and they went after the defender and on the outside to knock them into the ball carrier. That was a good move there. Although I think was that their blitz? I believe so. And now they're going to go and cover the ones that are off on the other side, the ones that could potentially be catchers. And they are definitely concerned about them. So Big Ol Ballz are putting a box around those guys. Oh, and a good roll that was had the odds against them. Gonna push Stephanie Vinecutter around a bit. And yeah, these elves, they get themselves covered, but they just run right out of that cover. Oh! Not every time, though. Goes to show that every now and then you can stop them. And that stops their turn, the Starlight Stabbers, with a chance to really move this. I'm surprised they didn't use a or did they already use a reroll? I don't think they did. I'm surprised they didn't use one there. So they're really a threat here. And now they're going to take down that assassin and start to work at these fielders out on the opposite side. Ooh, this is not going to go well for the elves. Once you actually have them engaged, they typically want to try to stay out of engagement, stay a little bit back, make the opponent use their blitz action. But in this particular case, because they lost most of their turn, they're just going to be able to rush in there and hit them face to face. Oh, and the block from both of them is going to keep much from happening there with the ball carrier, but they are going to knock her around a bit with others. Now, one thing though, she did did work in her favor, because there wasn't somebody else who could go after her, but by knocking somebody into her and knocking her back, they kept them from having another attack on her. And now she's going to dodge out of their way, go around to the opposite side, and she's going to pass it. She's going to pass it to the open. Passed by Stephanie Vinecutter. And it is caught! It is caught by one of their other players out there. We can't see her name quite yet. She's just standing there. We're hearing things happening. Oh, she had already made her move. Vinland Violet, Witch Elf. And so now they need to give her some protection, and then she will be in range to make herself a touchdown. Oh, they're going to shadow, so it is going to be harder for them to get away, but Violent Violet is slowly making her way away. Oh no, that's not Violent Violet. Who is that? Getting away from Metalhead. Oh, that is Metalhead. I'm sorry. My apologies. Oh, and they can't quite get away. They used up all their rolls for dodging away to get Metalhead away from, I can't see his name, Oswald the Unrivaled. And now they're spending a bit of time knocking around this one guy, but this one guy was kind of keeping most of them from going downfield, so now that he's out of the way, they're going to send their werewolves down to go after Violent Violet. Now they're just going to close her in while the werewolf goes after her. Oh, and he only gets a push. But he gets the frenzy roll, and he just pushes her again. Merely pushing her to the side, not taking her down. He added opportunity, did not quite follow through with it, and now they have used their blitz action, so they're just going to have to surround her with other people. And we've seen how surrounding elves works. Oftentimes they're able to just slip right through your grasp. This is a semifinal, by the way. Whoever wins this will be going on to the final round. I'm using a little bit of the go for it action there, and they're covering him, and she manages to get out. Violent Violet is going for the touchdown and stops one short, and she goes in for the touchdown. She had to use her go for it action, and she took that chance, and it paid off. 1-0 Starlight Stabbers. Those elves, they can just really slip out of the way, and nobody's able to cover them. It's just something they're able to do, and for the most part, you really just have to take them down during your turn while you have the chance, because if you don't, they're going to slip away and get into the touchdown. Okay, so now they're going to be kicking it off to Big Ol Ballz. Looks like they are doing a sort of scattered formation here. Going to have a couple of their runners in the... Yep, they're fast people in the back. Zilzik, the really fast, in fact. And he's going to make sure to have him, and Anthrax Joe. Oh, now they're actually second-guessing a lot of this. They're putting more of the people in the middle field there. And then, of course, just one person on the sideline, so they might be able to slip through. And Big Ol Ballz now. Looks like they're going to be heavy to one side. Along the main line. Alright, then there's a quick snap. And once again, Big Ol Ballz gets an advantage during the kickoff, so maybe they're going to be able to do something with this. Moving themselves a little bit forward. Hope that's not too forward of them. I know, it's dad humor. I'm not even a dad. Gonna knock back one of the players on the right. Clearly that's where they're gonna try to make their move. Using their blitz on Stephanie Vinecutter, one of the star players on the Starlight Stabbers team. And has injured her, so now they have taken her out. Their gambit paid off, and now they're going to go and make a protection around that side, so they're clearly going to make a run for that side. And they are definitely clearing it out of elves. Comes a werewolf into position. And covering players on the opposite side. And, oh, the werewolf can't quite pick it up. Oh, it still goes down. Morlock Rugtail could not keep hold of the ball. They have made a gap for the right side, but it got fumbled, and they are not going to make the play quite yet. The elves are switching over players to their left side to contain that gap. And now, one of their witch elves is going over, going for the ball. What is her name? That is Violent Violet, who made the touchdown, is getting next to the ball to make it harder for them to pick it up. That's a good play because essentially they're going to have to use their werewolf to either get rid of her or use a blitz action. And of course, if they use it on her, he will not be able to go and pick up that ball. All right, so they're slipping back a little bit. Just as I said, you don't want to be when you're elves, you don't want to be face to face with them. You want to be just a little space back. Okay, they're going to use their blitz action on Violet, which is a smart move. Gets her out of the way, and then you're going to be able to have the werewolf pick up and run with it. He is the kind that you want to have the ball. Problem is they now do not have a gap open, so they're going to have to figure out how they're going to get through. They're going to still try to go over to the right. They're still going to make it through there. And they've already used their blitz action, so they're not going to be able to attack the elves there. This is the reason the elves give a little bit of a gap, because once that blitz action is done, you're not going to be able to use it on other players. So all they're going to be able to do is get up into their faces. And of course, the big Ol Ballz are a bit of a stronger team, so they're going to be able to affect them by doing that. And they're going to make the box around their player, making it harder to get in there. And the elves are just going to slow them down. They're going to pull back slightly. Yep, pull back a little more. So they're going to have to use a blitz action to make a gap somewhere. And now, yeah, they're going to put another player there, so it's going to be make it harder to slip through. This is a good formation on the part of the Starlight Stabbers here. Pulling back, not even worried that they're under cover, and they're just going to put everything to slow down the advance. They're not going to engage. They're merely going to stay back a little ways. Oh, and even going to go for a blitz action over here. Not even worrying about the other side of the field. They know that zombies can't throw. And so they're putting more players over there. All right. So let's see if the big Ol Ballz, they only have 3 turns left. See if in 3 turns they can somehow make up that yardage. The kickoffs have been in their favor, but the rest of the game just has not really been much in the favor of big Ol Ballz. They've been really kind of having a bit of a struggle once things go, and it's partly because those elves, once they get loose, they can run everywhere. Now, these are both teams with pretty high team values, I think. I didn't notice anybody having star players, so you're seeing a couple of really good teams that are completely dedicated, that are not mercenaries. Oh, and he slips through one of... Oh, no, it's one of his own players. Okay, I thought it was one of the opponents. And he makes a gap there. I noticed that Murloc Snarl has a bandage on his head. I don't know, it's obviously one of the other games where they got a little bit knocked around. I almost said knocked up, and that wouldn't quite be accurate. All right, now the elves, rather than pulling back, they are coming back. Oh, there we go. Now they're going to pull back a little bit, but they decided to actually knock one of them back since they had the advantage. And they are going to put themselves there. They're just completely ignoring the other side of the field. They are not worried at all about the ball getting over to this other side of the field, and they are just going to slow them down. However, they might have a little place here. If they can knock this player down, yeah, they see that. If they can take Anthrax Showdown, they have a run along the side of the field. But it looks like they're going to hedge their bets first, place some players onto the opponents. Gonna move forward a little bit more. Yeah, they're gonna cover them with some of their bigger players, and now here comes the blitz, and going after Anthrax Joe. At least pushed him to the side, and he's gonna have frenzy. He knocks him back, possibly down. Yes, knocks him to the ground. I thought he might have dodge, but he doesn't. Anthrax Joe is stunned, and now there's a gap open. Is he gonna stop? Oh, he's gonna give it to the faster player. Onto the Ghoul. The Ghoul is gonna run. He's got a little extra yardage. He goes for 22, and he's got a touchdown! The score is tied 1-1. I didn't think they would be able to make up that yardage, but they did. The Dark Elves had it blocked off there, but they were able to get the gap on the far right and go running in there. And there we can see some undead cheerleaders looking pretty good for being dead there, but somehow they have preserved. I guess that's what plastic surgery does. It doesn't dissolve. They will look like that for thousands of years. All right, and so we go on. I believe it is the last turn. Yes, each one is going to have just one more turn for the end of this half. They might as well just get themselves set up, maybe get a couple extra points, or injure some of their opponents. That's all that this kind of a turn is good for. Big Ol Ballz isn't even going to bother setting up. Gets into the hands of Starlight Stabbers. Are they going to take a chance? No, they're going to move their guys back, make sure that they do not get themselves injured. Uh-oh. Oh, we're starting to have some technical difficulties here. We're going to be checking on that in a moment, but we'll check on that at the halftime. Everybody getting around the star player there, or the player with the ball. Big Ol Ballz are moving forward, moving their big Ol Ballz, jumping on them. It sounds like it was a go for it action. Oh, and they're going to go in for one blitz, which is merely going to be a knockback. What? The frenzy attack! Oh! They do a reroll, and they both block one another. And we go in for the half.
Do you have a new evil idea or nefarious plot to take over the world? But you need advice, access to minions to make it real? Well, the International Evildoers Idea Center was set up to help you. Call us with your idea, whether you have just a sketch or a complete conspiracy. The IEIC will give you the advice and guidance you need to develop a world-class threat. This is what we've been doing for over 40 years, helping customers just like yourself and Mr. Ernst Blofeld.
I has a perfect plan. But if it wasn't for the International Evildoer Idea Center, I would never have gotten the atom bomb I needed to corner the gold market. Also, they rented me this big fat guy with a iron frisbee in his hat. Great touch.
Just one of our totally satisfied and very evil customers. So call today at 1-800-666-EVIL and you can get the full story on how you too can join the swelling ranks of thriving, successful megalomaniacs. And remember, whether you have a fully planned nefarious plot,
after our deep cover agent becomes vice president, then his son shoots the president, and he becomes president, and we rule the world!
or just a nasty idea,
If I could train 16 cats to drive forklifts.
we will help you find the success and profit you deserve. Now hurry, operators are standing by to help you develop your scam.
Void where prohibited.
And now we're coming back into the second half. I think we've fixed our technical difficulties, although one of the snotlings got all wrapped up in the wiring and stuff. But we're now running the electrical circuit through it, and so it should work. Oh, you know, now we are getting just a blank screen. However, it is supposed to be through the snotling that we're getting our image, so it may be the problem is we have his eyes closed. Let's check this here. Oh, there we go. All right, we've opened his eyes, and we are now seeing this through the snotling cam. So here we go, have the brilliant coaching of the Starlight Stabbers. They are going to get this ball, and well, actually no, it is going to be Big Ol Ballz get the ball. And they're going to push their way through the right once again, and already knocking out Gothy. This half has started out with one of the Starlight Stabbers being knocked unconscious. It is going well already for Big Ol Ballz. And they're going to push through the same way they did before. Hey, it worked for them. And, oh, they're going to come straight from that side. He's going to get a knockback. Oh, and with the frenzy, he is going to probably knock him out of bounds. Out with the roll like that. Okay, there he gets a re-roll. And he sends him crowd surfing. That is the second player on the part of the Starlight Stabbers who's out of this. Wow, that's a big blow to them right away. It's the very first play. They may have brilliant coaching, but they are down 2 players, and that's where it really matters. You need to actually have the players. And so now they're going to spread themselves out a little bit more than they did last time, but it is very clear they're going to try to make it through the right side. Ooh, they're going to knock them down. Now they're making a little bit of an option on both sides, but they are really projecting. They are going to head over to the right. They're putting not just... Oh, and they're going to send Plague Slicer, the ghoul, out far so it can be passed. That gives them the option for that. And, oh, going for it. The werewolf has fallen. They already used their reroll. The ball is loose. Now, luckily for them, it is sort of within their box area. But these elves are fast. They can slip in behind there and get that ball. Ouch. They used their reroll to knock the one elf out of the plays, I think, out to the crowd surfing. I think that was worth it, losing that player to get that ball loose. Because watch this. You're going to now get a knockdown over here. And with that blitz, he's going to be able to continue to move. Which player is that? That is Surly Pete. Surly Pete can go after it, but he's not. That it instead is going to go to Caleb Bleakhouse, and he's going to pass it out to the player who now has it. The witch elf is blowing them a kiss, just happy that they gave her the opportunity to have the ball. That is Violent Violet yet again, and now they're going to guard them from the other side. They have almost all of them protected, although you do have this goal is open. They're also going to knock down some of those elves, and they're going to get the white over there to guard from one end so that the ghoul can come in from the other, ostensibly, unless they waste this opportunity. They're going to make sure to have some of those players guarded, and they're going to send some people out. Looks like the Big Ol Ballz are going to go for a passing game here. Now the werewolf is going to go in. I'm surprised he didn't go for the blitz. And here comes the ghoul from the opposite side, as I had predicted before. He is going to make sure... Oh, and his reroll has got him down. It is... Oh, my God, that is just painful to see. He had something that could have possibly knocked them both down, but instead he just gets knocked down himself. And now Violent Violet is going to get loose. She's going to run in for the... one. Oh, there we go. She goes for it. Struts her way into there. There is a 1-2 lead on the part of these Starlight Stabbers. Wow, what a play. That was luck, just really went against the Big Ol Ballz. I guess that's where the brilliant coaching comes in. The brilliant coach probably distracted the opposing coach, maybe stripped a little bit, and caused the Big Ol Ballz to get blue balls while watching and not paying attention to their dice. All right, so here we go. Starlight Stabbers are setting themselves up. They must be feeling really good right now. However, this half has only begun, and it is going to be kicked off to the Big Ol Ballz. They can easily tie this... Well, I shouldn't say easily, but they certainly can tie this game up. Wow, they are putting a strong line... Oh, no, there we go. All right. I shouldn't even call until... Oh, there we go. They're setting up their preset with the strong right and lighter on the left. They're becoming a little bit predictable here. All right, the cheering fans, Starlight Stabbers getting after a team reroll this half. And, of course, they are going to kick it to the weaker side, the left side. Big Ol Ballz are going to get the Plague Master, the ghoul over there. Put one of their zombies up front. That is Ewan the something. Oh, well. They're too busy knocking down Surly Pete now. Surly Pete has been knocked unconscious. He foiled the plans for them before, and so they're saying, foil me once, shame on you. Foil me twice, shame on me. Once again, knocking through the right. They do really have it strong on that side. And the elves sort of keep on taking it over there on that side. Going for their blitz action to finish off the center. So they're actually going to have a pretty open area through that center there. They could try something. Vic Emo is stunned. And now they're going to cover them on the left. Looks like they might actually. It's going to be interesting to see which direction he goes. He gets the ball. It is in the hands of Murloc Roguetail, and this time he's going to go to the left. Even though they made themselves strong on the right, they're giving in and going, you know what, screw it. We're going to try on the... Oh! And he did Mr. Butterfeet right there. He has to use up a reroll in order for, what is his name? Murloc to get over there once again. He slipped on the grass before. Apparently dogs cannot keep their feet today. So we're down to, well, they both still have a lot of rerolls here. 4 on the part of Big Ol Ballz, 6 on the part of the Starlight Stabbers. Oh, use up another reroll. Oh no, this time on the part of the Starlight Stabbers. They still have 5 left. They're really trying to knock somebody away on that side. Oswald, the Unrivaled. They do not want anybody on that other side. Once he's out of there, I suppose they might be able to then focus everything on the opposite side of the field, so it does make sense. Alright, now what are Big Ol Ballz going to do with their part? Are they going to be able to tie this up? Moving a zombie, doing the Ministry of City Walks down the middle of the field. They're having a competition to see which one of them can walk sillier. Here comes the blitz down the side. Oh, they're shifting different sides. This is a smart move on the part. Oh, having a reroll. Oh, they're getting really bad rolls, and the block stops them. Wow, Murloc Snarly just has no luck here. In particular, it's Murloc who's been having especially the bad rolls. I mean, it's sort of sad on the part of Big Ol Ballz, but especially on the part of Murloc. Oh, stab failure. Tried to take out Plague Slicer, but didn't. Now they don't have anybody to go after the one with the ball, and so they're just going to have to guard them there and keep them from making any more yardage. But anyway, actually, what I was saying, though, was it was rather clever on the part of Big Ol Ballz. Maybe they'll continue to do it. Instead of just going down one direction, went down one way, then trying to go down the center. Unfortunately, Murloc Slip destroyed that. But we'll see if they do that again to shake this up a bit. They're going to take Scary Knife Dude out of the way. In fact, they take him out of the picture. He is out for now. He's knocked unconscious. Won't be coming back during this run. Oh. And they continue their move into the center. So they are continuing that idea of let's just keep on making it. Let's zigzag a little bit, make the move over there rather than trying to push through this wall of elves, which is a very good move. The elves are down a couple of players. I'm not quite sure who's ahead of this in terms of players now, but the elves have lost a couple of people who would be really helpful for them. So this is a good move. You see them right there in the center. Let's take a quick look at this, just analyze the situation here. You do have the Big Ol Ballz in this box with a strong line in the front. You got the elves with a strong line on their side and a broken up line in the middle. This broken up line is meant to slow them down. However, they don't have a lot over here, and so they may be able to slip there. The elves need to block. They need to come over here and plug this hole. And, of course, they'll probably do something with these players here as well. It'll be interesting to see if they pull back or if they go in for the kill. Let's keep going to see how it goes. They push another player back, so now they have a 5-man line or 5-being line. 5 undead line, I suppose. And the Stiletto Heels take down Ben the Aged. And they're able to go in for the kill. That is actually what I was wondering about. Now they're going to use their blitz action to attack there in the side and get in behind the runner. I was wondering if they were going to pull back or go for the kill, and I think this is probably the better move. Oh, they're going to do both. Okay, so they went in for the kill with this one, with Vic Emo, and Metalhead went back, and everybody else, Hot Topic employee, goes back. And now they're pushing forward to keep all of the opponents covered, and now they come in with a blitz to have a gap. Oh, knocking him down with a block action. Get him out of the way, guarding Caleb Bleakhouse. Now they're going to, create a defensive perimeter so their runner can get in through there. Murloc Rugtail. Oh, Murloc Snarl. I've been calling one Murloc, but yeah, there we go. Murloc Rugtail is able to get through there. He passes it to another player, to Oswald the Unrivaled, which is a White. White goes running in there, and he gets in there. Touchdown, Whitey! Oswald the Unrivaled has gotten them back into this game. It is a tied game, and being that this is a playoff, one of them is going to have to be the winner. You can have no ties, so this is going to go into overtime if they cannot get another score. Wow, what an exciting game. Scored 2-2. And the Starlight Stabbers are down only one player now. I think that Big Ol Ballz have all their players still. You can tell that the crowd is just revved up for this. There are only two more plays two more turns of Big Ol Ballz and 3 for Starlight Stabbers. Let's see if the Starlight Stabbers can get something in 3 plays, or if we're going to go into overtime. And here comes the kickoff. Not a very long kick. The Big Ol Ballz have the brilliant coaching this time. This has been a really even turn. Oh, and they're going to try to do the reroll here. Oh, here we go. We got it because he's a pro. So we didn't have to worry so much about using up a reroll as much as, who is that? Scary Knife Dude is a pro, so he's got the ball and a knife. That is a dangerous situation. And he's also got spikes on the ball, so he's really dangerous. And he's really Scary Knife Dude. Alright, they're moving people around the opposite side. Of course, getting some passers out there. Or catchers, rather. Scary Knife Dude is going to run away. He's going to make a big scary noise and then run to the left side of the field. This side of the field has had a lot of action in this game. I mean, that should just be soaked with blood. They certainly are making a lot of noise and running away. Of course, that's, again, the elves keeping a little bit of distance so that the opponent will have to use up a blitz action in order to do anything. And they only have one guy on the other side. Of course, he'll probably be a catcher and one other player out in the outfield that way. They are going to go to cover them with a couple of players, the Plague Slicer and the Zombie. Sounds like the latest cop show on CBS. Plague Man and the Zombie. I'd watch that. I'd also watch this guy going up to kick somebody's butt. Nope, Spud. Oh, what's his name? Spud the Revived. And Geomidir the Moldering have put themselves into a blocking here. And now going into the back, Surly Pete. Surly Pete has been kind of a punching bag this game. Surly Pete is down. And now you have Murloc Rugtail right back there. Ooh, two werewolves back there guarding the ball runner. Actually, if you played werewolf, those you'd be knowing right now. Those are the werewolves. We know where they are. And the elves are not going to be minding that because they are making a gap there to the left, somewhere they can run. Now the Scary Knife Dude is going to have to be able to get away from those werewolves. Will he be able to make it? He does! He runs, he's far to the left. He's going to pass it. Pass by Scary Knife Dude. To a catcher of some sort. I'm hearing something going on. Who is that? Anthrax Joe has the ball. And they're managing to all dodge away, get up there. And now covering the opponent. Well, the opponent had been covering them. The opponent had been surrounding Caleb Bleakhouse. And now the elves, now Vic Emo has made it so that the elves are surrounding them. Alright, and Violent Violet has gone out for the catch. They can be passed to her if need be. and kicking down one of the only people who could stop Anthrax Joe. Oh, one of the players tries to go forward and gets tripped. RAR XDLOL is stunned. Yeah, I bet he's not LOLing right now. Alright, well this is the last chance that they're going to have. Ooh, I really like the way Spud runs. Anyway, this is the last chance the Big Ol Ballz are going to have, because if Anthrax Joe gets away, it is the last turn. And if Anthrax Joe gets away, he's going to have that touchdown, so they are going to have to knock them down. They use the reroll on one of the guards. Vic Emo is knocked unconscious, but that doesn't matter. It's only one turn left in the game. He will wake up after the game is done to see who has won this thing. Although, actually, like I say, we might go into overtime here, but it is rather doubtful. Well, we're gonna find out if they can take down Anthrax Joe, or at least block them. We will go into overtime. If they cannot, this is the end of the game. And here comes the werewolves. Actually, they have Anthrax Joe pretty well guarded there. I'm sending a zombie over there to stop the throw. I hear that he was a cornerback in his previous life. They really don't have a lot to stop there. There we go. Now they're going to go up there, and there's the block. And passed by Anthrax Joe because of what he has, because of his ability. He dumps it off to one of the other players and knocks down the werewolf anyway. And although this other player now is guarded by a zombie, will he be able to run it? It comes all down to... Yes, he does. He gets away. And there you go. Touchdown to end the game. It is going to be 2-3. Starlight Stabbers over Big Ol Ballz. They're saying these are some big balls. Wow, what an exciting game. That really was a nail biter right up to the end. If the semifinal can be that great, imagine what the final is going to be like. You're going to have to come and see that. But let's take a look here at what we had. You can see the 2, the touchdown, the 3. We had 4 passes on the part of the Starlight Stabbers, of course none on Big Ol Ballz. They were trying to be a running team versus the passing team. Statistics, Starlight Stabbers had the ball far more time. I'm actually surprised because Big Ol Ballz were going for the running plays, and so usually the running players have the ball for longer, but they were pretty fast runners. Anyway, 12 blocks sustained, 37 blocks sustained, SPP, oh my goodness, look at this. Big Ol Ballz hardly going up any at all. I'm surprised there isn't more with the touchdowns. I guess this might be the ones who made the touchdowns there. Oswald the Unrivaled and Plague Slicer, but you have 11 points for Violent Violet. Man, she's going to go beyond what anybody can see. For Scary Knife Dude gets 1, Stephanie Vinecutter 1, Anthrax Joe 1, Caleb Bleakhouse 1, and 3 for Gothy. Well, that will do it for us here. There's your dice rolls real quick. Thank you all for watching, and come in next time for the final championship game. It's going to be between the Starlight Stabbers and I have to take a look here. Leaderboard, it's going to be Starlight Stabbers versus Mutated Anus. So that should be a good game. Tune in for that. Thank you all for watching, and we hope you enjoyed it, and subscribe to see more. Happy gaming, everybody.